Hello, and welcome to Pi Anime Recap. A group of demons terrorizes a small village at the start of the story. The villagers have no chance of defending themselves and must therefore flee. Suddenly, a flying dragon appears in the sky, and a man explains that he has desired power since he was a child. He was convinced that nothing could be taken from him as long as he had power. As he speaks, the man employs a technique that causes all demons to flee. One survives, but it is devoured by the dragon. The man then explains how he obtained the power that he had always desired. He summoned powerful Ayakashi monsters to serve him and became the strongest in every way. On that very night, however, he reveals that it was the end of history's most powerful exorcist. He claims that his students were kidnapped as hostages because he sought too much power. He has now lost everything. As he passes away, the man assures his student that everything is fine and that it is not her fault. He then considers how cowardly the imperial court is for sending his favorite student after him. He admits that he lacked cunning but promises to do better next time. He begins a spell and explains that he will start over and try again. However, he will not fail this time, not in his next life. Later, a man recites an incantation and requests to be shown the power that the child in front of him possesses. The spell works, but one of the boys watching laughs because he didn't believe what he was witnessing was possible. None of the element stones on the magical circle are shining, indicating that the ritual has concluded and the boy named Saikyou has lost all magical power. The man expresses his dismay, and the other boys make fun of Saikyou for being an embarrassment. Humans and demons coexist in this world, and magic exists. We then listen as Saikyou explains to us that the Lambridge clan is an important clan of mages and he was reborn as its third son. He explains that his new body has no magic power at all, but it's not a problem since it has incredible spiritual power. Later, Saikyou thinks about how paper is too valuable, so he will try something by using leaves. After a quick incantation, the boy controls the leaves and states that his leaf shinigami are complete as they turn into animals. His brother Glee rudely asks what he is up to and becomes upset when Saikyou doesn't address him as Sir. Glee attempts to bully his brother, but the crows protect him and Saikyou realizes he might have been too hard on his brother. The elder's brother named Ruffed arrives to see if they're both okay, and Saikyou thinks about how Ruffed was right to be suspicious since the crows only attacked Glee. He then explains that he has sent his Chikagami out so that he can gather information about this new world. Afterwards, Saikyou turns 7 years old, but no one acknowledges him, and he assumes it's because his mother was his father's mistress. Later, Saikyou works on his paper forms and is greeted by a maid named Aoife, who has brought his jacket. That Glee. Throughout, Glee arrives to call the girl a slave and mocks Saikyou for not being able to go to a magic academy like him since he can't use magic. Ladonia Magic Academy is a very famous school, but Glee explains that Sika's only hope is going to the army. Their father arrives to take Glee to study magic, and Saikyou asks if he could come along. Outside, the elder's brother goes first, resetting an incantation and releasing a powerful wind attack. Glee is next to say an incantation and sends out a fireball. He then asks Saikyou to try since their father is watching. The elder's brother asked that Glee stop taunting the youngest, but is surprised when Sika agrees to try. Saikyou then thinks about how he swore a vow to not seek power or to become stronger, and would rather not reveal his spells there. However, he can't stand to watch the strong attempt to exploit the weak and begins a spell. His technique is masterful and results in amazing fire and earth attacks. Everyone is shocked by the blue fireball that he created without an incantation, and Glee thinks it happened because he left some power in the wand. However, their father explains that there are cases of people who can use magic without being born with it, and it is said that the nature of their magic can cause the flame to change color. Sika asks if he could learn magic as well, but his father denies him. Since there are no stories of mages born without magic becoming great successes, it's pointless to teach him, but he does decide to give him a tutor as his brothers have. Sika would then go on to learn as much about the world as he could. As his father watched him closely, the days and months them pass, and Saikyou stated that he has not just turned 11 years old. He explains that in his past life, he had defeated and sealed many powerful Ayakashi and then forced them to serve him in battle. He points out that seal is just a word to describe how he sends them to another world. He is unsure of what will happen in this world, so his first Ayakashi will be his least threatening. After saying some words, he attempts to summon something, but when a girl appears, he is unsure if it worked and states how something feels different. The girl is ecstatic to see him, and the two point out how much younger she is now compared to their old world. They assume that it's due to the state of Saika's spiritual power at the moment or the influence of the new world. Sika explains that he was just testing things out and prepares to send her back, but she states that she is sick of the other plane and would like to hide with him instead. Later, Glee scolds Ifa for spilling water on him and plans to teach her a lesson. Saika hears the encounter though, and explains that he has business with Ifa. Glee can't stand to see his brother stand up to him, but backs off and calls Saika a loser as he warns him to watch his back to Ifa, then takes him to a wounded monster and asks if he thinks he can save it. Saika states that he will give it a try as he pretends to be shy and asks Ifa to look away so he can concentrate. When she's not looking, Saika performs some magic and heals the creature, but she realizes that he must be able to use healing magic. The Ifa points out how amazing he is, but Sika says that he knows she is amazing too and shocks her when he reveals how he knows she can see things others can't. She tries to deny it, but he states that he has seen her eyes follow the spirits of animals several times. The Ifa realizes that he can see them as well, but Saika says that he knows she can see even more than that. She was told by her mother never to tell anyone, but Saika has discovered her secret, so she tells them about the elementals. They gather around magic, but things belonging to Sika, like his jacket, are different. The elementals are extremely attracted to his things but don't gather around him and are seemingly trying to avoid him. Saika wonders if she can control them, but she explains that she only managed to do it once when she yelled at them. Saika is glad to hear she can control them and thinks about how he was never able to do it in his old life. He had looked for someone with that ability with no luck, but a surprise to see that he has found someone like that so soon in his new life. Sika wonders if she has any interest in using magic, and she does. But Ifa explains that she doesn't have enough magical power in her to cast spells. He states that magical power isn't important and summons what he calls a Hido Ame so that she can try and make it disappear. After a few failed attempts at nicely asking it to go away, she yells at it and it disappears. Sika realizes she isn't strong enough just yet, but is definitely worth making an ally and asks that she let him train her once in a while. Days would then pass as they train together, and we rejoin the story on the day Sika turns 12 years old. Unlike his brothers, Sika doesn't receive a feast or any presents, and his father isn't even there. He is later approached by Glee, who explains that he will help Sika train. His mother was a mistress, so he can't be an heir, and he has no magic, so Sika's only hope is to join the army. Ruft explains that the general is teaching them to fight with swords and they want to train Sika. However, just then the brothers are informed of a large monster that has appeared near the city. Their father drove it away with fire magic, but there is a chance that it is headed straight towards them. Sika senses it approaching just before it arrives, and Glee runs for his life as it is a fearsome beast. Ruff tells everyone to take shelter deep in the mansion and asks Sika to go with them, but is shocked to find that his younger brother is headed outside the mansion. Ifa is being attacked by the beast, but he's surprised to see that they don't have a will of their own, so this means she must have controlled it herself. Sika then taunts the beast into following him and, as everyone watches, uses an exceptionally powerful magic attack to take out the giant beast. He states that the taming is complete since he is the poison that is harmless to humans but extremely effective against lizards. Everyone is shocked to see how easily Saikyou defeated the powerful monster with just one attack and now realizes how exceptional he really is. Sika accepts the adoration and thinks how everything was going just as he had hoped, as he remembers the vow he made to be cunning in his next life. This concludes the first episode. Overall, the story has been great so far. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. We will bring you another recap for the second episode.